Hi, everybody. Happy Monday. This is Dr. Stephanie, your double board certified critical care physician, and I work with physicians who are struggling with their jobs, burnt out with their careers, or who just want some career advice. Through my books, webinars, coaching, and speaking, I help physicians discover alternative jobs and careers in medicine so that they can practice medicine on their own terms. Happy Monday. Today, I'm going to take a couple of minutes to talk about 5 reasons physicians stay in bad jobs. 5 reasons why physicians stay in bad jobs for entirely too long. But I have a favor. Before I get started, if you're watching me live, just type a little comment. If you're watching this on replay, type a replay. If you like a comment, hit the like button. If you love a comment, hit the love button. And please feel free to tag anybody that you know needs to hear this and share this as you see fit. So talking about 5 reasons physicians stay in bad jobs way too long. Now, we all know that physician burnout is at an all-time high. And one of the main reasons physicians are burnt out is because a lot of us we just have bad jobs. Bad job situations. The jobs are stressful. They don't appreciate us. They make us do entirely too much work under extremely stressful conditions. But if physician burnout is at an all-time high, and the number one cause of physician burnout is our jobs, then why aren't more physicians leaving their current jobs? Why aren't more physicians changing jobs and making the step and saying, hey, I'm done with this job. There's got to be something better out there. Well, I've kind of come up with 5 reasons why physicians are reluctant to change jobs, why physicians stay in bad jobs entirely too long. And I speak from experience. I've been doing locums for over 11 years, but the reason why I did locums is because I've had bad jobs, and I've had bad jobs in between, this long stretch in which I've done locums. And so I'm speaking from experience, to be honest with you. So the first reason why a lot of physicians stay in bad jobs for entirely too long is, number one, we're in denial. We're in denial about the fact that it's a bad job. We really are. As a result of our training and the amount of training and sacrifice we've had to do, we are used to, as physicians, working under stressful situations. We're used to just shutting up, putting our nose down to the grindstone, and just keeping working. We're used to the long hours. We're used to the calls. We're used to working nights, weekends, holidays. We're used to bringing work home. We're used to missing out on family events. We're used to sacrificing time away from our families for our jobs. We're just used to it. But just because we're used to it doesn't mean that kind of thing doesn't take a toll. We're used to dealing with life and death situations day in and day out. Our jobs are stressful. That's what we do. But because we're used to it doesn't mean that, it is not affecting us in some other way. And so sometimes we are in denial about how bad things are. And sometimes it takes an intervention from our family, our friends, and other physicians to say, hey, there is a better way, and you might want to consider doing things differently. So that's one reason. A lot of times we're in denial. So I'm talking about 5 reasons why physicians stay in bad jobs. Number one, a lot of us are in denial about the fact that the job that we're working is a bad job. Secondly, a lot of us are scared. Fear is another reason why physicians stay in bad jobs way too long. Physicians are human beings. Physicians are people just like everybody else. And I think that's one of the things that gets lost on the general public. People forget that physicians are people too. And just like everybody else, physicians have fear. So we are afraid of the unknown. So sometimes we are going to stay in a bad job because the devil we know is better than the devil we don't know. We are afraid of the unknown. So that fear of the unknown, that fear of wanting to make a change, keeps a lot of doctors in bad jobs for entirely too long. The third reason is embarrassment. We physicians are type A personalities. We are overachievers, and a lot of us are perfectionists. So that means that we want to have control over everything. LaConya, thank you for sharing. My daughter is going to school to be a doctor. I share this with her. I don't want your daughter to be discouraged from being a physician. I've been a physician for almost 20 years, and the people that I'm talking to have been in the game for a long time. This is just really for them, just to let them know that there is a better way. But you're right, it is very stressful to be a physician. And I think if your daughter understands what she is going into with her eyes wide open, then she's going to be less prone to be blindsided by all of these issues that affect doctors. But number three, a third reason why a lot of physicians stay in jobs for entirely too long, in bad jobs for entirely too long, is embarrassment. Because we are type A personalities, we are perfectionists, and we like to be in control. We are very task-oriented and goal-oriented people. And so we've spent all this life training to be physicians. We've done college, medical school, residency, fellowships, multiple fellowships. We've done everything like we're supposed to do. And so we get these jobs and we think they're the perfect jobs, the dream jobs. We have finally made it. And then reality hits and we're like, oh, this is not what I thought I signed up for. But instead of just kind of, admitting it, reaching out for help, discussing things with other people, sometimes we internalize this and we are embarrassed. We're embarrassed about the fact that this isn't working out the way I thought it was supposed to work out. And so we internalize the embarrassment, we internalize the shame, and we stay in a situation that is not the best for us for entirely too long. The fourth reason why many physicians stay in bad jobs entirely too long is reluctance. Most of the general public does not understand the time, energy, and effort it takes for a physician to get a job. It can take anywhere from 3 months to a year from the time you start looking for a job to the time you actually get one. Because first of all, hi, Dr. Robbins, how are you? Thanks for joining. First of all, you've got to find a job. Secondly, you've got to go through these darn contract negotiations. Thirdly, and this is the rate limiting step, you've got to get a medical license in the state in which you're going to work, and that can take anywhere from 3 to 6 months. And then you've got to get hospital privileges. So we just can't change jobs. And then if you've been working at a job and you leave that job for whatever reason, you are bound by this restrictive covenant. So a lot of times when physicians leave jobs and change jobs and get new jobs, we have to relocate. And that means we have to, hey, Dr. Manaz, how are you? I'm talking about 5 reasons why physicians stay in bad jobs way too long. The first one is denial. Second one's fear. Third is embarrassment. Fourth is reluctance to start the job process again, because it takes a long time to find a job, it takes a long time to go through the credentialing and licensing process. And then depending on what the terms of our restrictive covenant states, we may have to relocate. So I know that I was in a situation before I moved here to Texas and committed to doing locums for the rest of my life. I have had some really horrible jobs. So one time I moved 3 times in as many as 3 years. And that was, big moves because of my restricted covenants. So therefore, a lot of physicians may be hindered from changing jobs or getting new jobs, or they think they're hindered because they may have to pack up their family and move. So this is a very serious decision that physicians make when they decide to change jobs. And then the 5th reason why a lot of physicians stay in bad jobs for way too long is guilt. A lot of physicians feel guilty, number one, about the fact that they don't like their job. Because once again, we think this is supposed to be our dream job. This is something that we've worked so hard to achieve, and the job just is not working out. And we feel a sense of guilt that maybe it's something that we've done wrong, or maybe we should just be so grateful to be there, finally working as an attending physician, finally making good money. We're in a situation where other people could only dream of being in. So therefore, when it's not working, sometimes we just feel guilty about the fact that the job isn't working. A lot of physicians feel guilty about wanting to change jobs is because they feel guilty about leaving their patients. And other physicians feel guilty about leaving their colleagues with the increased workload that is going to happen when they leave jobs. So, the decisions that physicians have to go through, the internal struggle that physicians have to go through in order to decide to leave a bad job, they are many. And it's a process. So, like I said, 5 reasons why physicians stay in bad jobs way too long. Denial. Denial that is actually a bad job. And sometimes it takes intervention from other physicians, colleagues, friends, and families to say, you know what, you may need to rethink this because there's a better way of doing this. Fear of the unknown. Sometimes we believe that the devil we know is better than the devil we don't know. Embarrassment. We're embarrassed about the fact that this job that we thought was the perfect job for us, we're embarrassed about the fact that we're not happy. Number 4, we're reluctant to start the job process again because it can be a year-long process from the time you start looking to a job for a new job to you actually start working it, because you've got to get a new license, you've got to go through contract negotiations, you've got to get credentialed, and you may have to relocate. It is a long and time and emotional process. And then oftentimes there's guilt. There's guilt involved. We're guilty about the fact that we don't like our job anymore. We feel guilty about the fact that, we may have, we're leaving our patients. We'll feel guilty about the fact that we're leaving our colleagues with increased workload. And if we have families, we feel guilty about the fact that, once again, us changing jobs may have an impact on our families. So, these are just reasons why physicians are reluctant to change jobs and reasons why physicians stay in bad jobs way too long. But I'm here to offer a ray of hope and to tell any physician out there that if you're unhappy with your job, you're feeling burnt out because things aren't just working, that there is hope. Now, granted, I'm not telling anybody to quit their job, but I am offering 2 things. The first thing that I would recommend is that every physician talk to somebody, join a support group, a community of like-minded physicians, because there is strength in numbers. You can get out of denial when you talk to physicians who are actually happy in their jobs, and you can find out, what's going on with their job and not with yours. You can get out of fear of the unknown because you will be surrounded by groups of people who have made that same change just like you want to make. You no longer have to be embarrassed because you'll understand that you're not alone and that these feelings are normal. And it is normal to want to, if something's not working, it's normal to want to change. You can overcome your reluctance to start the job search process again because you will be surrounded by physicians who have done the same thing, and they can give you resources and support and tips and help about what you should do to make the process less daunting. And then also you can just shed the guilt. There is no guilt, in going through these ups and downs. It happens. So first of all, I would like every physician who is, having these concerns and having these issues and having these struggles to join my Facebook group, Creating Careers in Medicine. I will drop the link in the comments. And secondly, if any physician is interested in doing locums, and locums is a great opportunity just to, if you are not happy with your current job and you don't quite know what you want to do, looking into and thinking about doing locums is something that can just help you realize that you have options. I have a free ebook that is available for download. It is called Locum Tenens, Your Questions Answered, and I will drop the link to that in the comment as well. So like I said, I just want everybody to know, every physician to know, that you don't have to stay in that bad job. You do have options, and you are not alone. This is Dr. Stephanie. Thank you so much for joining me on today, and we will talk soon. Thanks, and bye-bye.